Good evening, everyone. Hello. I am sorry I was not here last week. So I am here this week and next week. So usually it's every other week. So since I was not here last week, we're going to go ahead and this week and the following week and the series, if you check it out on the upcoming lives, we are getting kind of deep into talking about first times and new experiences and all the incredible benefits. So before I get to the specific benefits, what we're going to do today is do an overview of all the benefits and talk about what it actually means to start a journey. So, one of the things that we talk about with the 365 First Challenge is that it's about starting a journey of first time and new experiences. And then we also talk about how to maximize that journey. So, for you to understand those terms and get sort of indoctrinated into our world, I want to introduce you to the benefits of first times and new experiences and what it means to be on a journey. Let me go ahead. Let me set this up. All right. All right. Share my screen. Hope everyone is having a great, fabulous week so far. And okay, whoops, here we go. All right. So, like I said, we're going to talk about the benefits of starting your journey of first time and new experiences. For me, I have been on the journey of first time and new experiences for the last 8+ years. And it's that journey of first time and new experience that completely changed my life and my relationship with life. So the reason why I started the 365 First Challenge is because I found myself ready to reclaim the title entrepreneur. And, the question then became, okay, well, what am I going to do? And at that juncture, I look back and I thought about, where am I at in life right now? What am I really good at? And we'll get into a slide on that. But the thing that I was the best at, still am, is living life to the fullest. And the reason why I learned to and embrace living life to the fullest is because I went on a journey of first time and new experiences. So that's what I want to share with you, because no matter where you're at right now with the COVID, with the pandemic, it's a temporary situation that we're in. So no matter what, we need to have the right mindset. We need to be ready to shift that mindset and go into a different gear. So this is a fabulous and amazing way to do that. So why are you here? Why should you watch this video? Well, I'm going to tell you, going on a journey for some of your experiences is the most fun and amazing way to learn the meaning of being alive, because it's about having adventure, it's about discoveries, it's about exploring. And that brings in the magic that is life into your life, into your daily living. One, one of the great things about being an entrepreneur is that you never really quite know what the day is going to bring. Are you going to get some really good news, maybe some not so good news? How are things going to go? And any given time, everything can shift and change for you. Now, that's the life of an entrepreneur, and that's what some of us absolutely love, and that's some of the reason why some people don't want to be entrepreneur, is because it's high risk, and there's not a whole lot of steady footing, especially as a startup entrepreneur. So, depending on where you're at, and I'm not saying that the path is becoming an entrepreneur, but the path is bringing in a world of possibilities in your day to day, so that you might not know or realize, or you are attracting and you're setting yourself up to discover first time, to discover new experiences, so that while you're going about your routine, you are blessed with the magic of what life has to offer. Going on a journey of first time and new experience is the most comprehensive, action-based self-development that you can choose. And this is about joining a movement, about raising human potential. So it's about embarking on your journey, inviting others to join you on your journey, and then all of us being in it together as a community in support of one another as we grow, as we change, as we improve, as we explore and discover everything that life has in store and has to offer for us. The secret of life is fully living it. Let me say that again. The secret of life is fully living it. And you cannot fully live life if you are staying stuck in your comfort zone, in your fears, and in your self limitations. You have to be willing to step out and do things that you've never done before. So, some of the pictures, some of the things I've done, some of the amazing places I've found myself, some of the incredible people that I've met. And it's been, like I said, I woke up and I didn't wake up. As I thought about what I wanted to do, and I thought about what am I the best at, and it was fully living life. All right. So, that's the elephant in the room. This is the situation that we still find ourselves in, is how has the pandemic impacted your life? And what will be your new reality? We will be out of this, hopefully, but towards, the middle to the end of this year for sure. Or I guess nothing is for sure, but it looks a lot better in 2022. So what will your new reality be? Right. So do you want it to go back to what it's been, continue to take the blue pill, or do you want to take the red pill and set things up to be different for yourself? Or right now, are you ready to set things up to be different for yourself? Have you been so impacted that you need to set yourself up for things to be different, right? Where are you at with your mental health, right? So we want to address all of those things as we look into getting you started on your journey. So is the journey right for you? If you want more out of life, yes, absolutely. So let me ask you, do you want more out of life? Are you seeking your passion and purpose in life? Are you kind of stuck? Are you in a rut? Are you wondering what is next for you? Where do you want to go? How do I proceed? I really want to find my passion. I really want to find my purpose. Well, this journey will help you get there. Do you want to have fun? Who doesn't want to have fun? I tell you what, I love joking around. I love having fun. I can be very serious, don't get me wrong, but ideally, I much rather be having fun. I rather be learning, changing, and improving while having fun instead of going through struggles, failures, and difficulties. So, which one do you want? Do you want struggles, failure, and difficulties to grow and change, or do you want to have a lot of fun? Are you ready to embrace and discover all that life has to offer? Let me tell you, it is amazing and incredible what is out there for you to experience, to know, and to live. Are you ready to bring all of that, to attract it into your life and to participate in what life has to offer? Are you ready to level up who you are, what you do? Are you bored and are you stagnant? Has COVID kind of set you back? Do you want to get back on track and push forward and start feeling some great forward momentum? Because that is extremely good for our well-being when we know we are making progress forward. Are you afraid but ready? Because you don't have to do this alone. So it's perfectly okay to be afraid. Just need you to be ready and willing, and we'll go from there. Do you hear the call for adventure? Because that is the first step to starting your journey. So let's talk about this. What happens when you're on the journey? Okay. So the first step is you hear the call for adventure. By what? But you might not actually hear it, but you might feel it, like in your soul, in your bones, in your being, that it is time for you to have an adventure. And so when you hear the call for adventure and you feel, propelled forward to uh, um, obey that call, answer that call, then the first step is to have a starting point. You want to have a clear and distinct starting point of, this is my call for adventure and I'm starting here. Now I talk a lot in different trainings everywhere, here on this channel and on Zoom, different places about self-development. So you want to catch all my training that I do on self-development because it is absolutely tied to your starting point. But you want to have a clear and distinct starting point. What will happen to you on your journey? You are guaranteed on your journey that you're going to grow and that you're going to learn. And as you grow and you learn, you improve and you change. So when you watch a movie or you read a book and you hear of the hero's journey, the hero is on a mission to accomplish something. They have a starting point, and then, the next one, they have obstacles, they have setbacks, but in the process, they're learning, they're growing, they're changing, they're becoming the person that they need to be in order to reach the final destination of where they're going. So you're guaranteed that you're going to grow and you learn, but you're also going to face some obstacle and setbacks, some detours, some challenges, perhaps some failures. But all of that, there's good stuff if you don't quit, if you don't give up, as you face your obstacles and you overcome your setbacks and failures. Out of those detours comes really great stories and some awesome memories. And quite frankly, when you look back, sometimes not so much when you're going through it, but when you look back, you figure out that there's actually lots of fun, but definitely there was lots of learning in those obstacles and setbacks. The other great thing of being on this journey, as you are exploring and you're discovering and you're sharing the things that you do, and you become part of the community that we have there, you're going to find yourself meeting new friends, and you're going to draw your family in. They're going to be interested in what you're doing. Ideally, you're also going to find yourself some great mentors to help you do this faster. So, mentors are fabulous to help you grow faster and learn, that way you don't have to repeat the mistakes that they've made. Right. So you're absolutely then joining a community and you can find some allies in the things that you're trying to accomplish in your journey. How great is that? So, are you ready to go on a journey? Now, why would you want to go on a journey specifically of first times and new experiences? Well, I talked about this a little bit before, but it is the ultimate self development process. It is very action based because you're selecting new experiences. Now, a new experience is always a first time, but a first time doesn't necessarily need to be a new experience. So let me do the differentiation between the two, right? So you're going to take action in having experience that you've never had before and doing things that you've never done before. But then you're also aiming to have first times within the hobbies, the work, the sports, the activities that you do. And that first time means that you're leveling up. You're going to that next level. And then you're always shooting for something else, which means you always have a new goal. You always have something else that is keeps you interested, that is keep you engaged in what you are doing. And in the process, you are working on releasing dopamine and some other really great chemicals that help you to rewire your brain. Before I get into that, let's talk about adding to the sum of who I am. So going on this, it's all when you're learning new things, when you're having new experiences, you are adding to who you are as a person. You're discovering more about who you are as a person, and then you're adding skills, you're adding experiences, you're adding memories, you're adding stories. You're becoming, quite frankly, a much more interesting, a much more well-rounded person. I love the add to subtract, because what we're talking about here is that, it's difficult to take certain things away from your life, or from the things that you like to do, or some of your bad habits. It might be hard for you to break some of your bad habits. Well, if you're pursuing new habits, if you're pursuing things that you've never done before, that will take over your mindset. That's going to take over your time, and it's going to take over your resources, which mean now you're not going to have time for the things that don't serve you anymore. So you add first time a new experience to subtract and take away the things that do not serve you, the things that do not help you grow and change and be a better person, be the version of yourself that you want to be, that in the chasing of your potential. And that's a never ending process, and that's exciting, right? Because it's what part of living life is, constantly being a better version of you as you experience a life. First time in new experiences, novelty is key to rewiring your brain. So when you embark on this journey, you are engaging in neuroplasticity. You're engaging in rewiring your brain as you're learning new things, as you're having these different experiences, and your brain is woken up. It has to pay attention. Hey, I've never done this before. I don't have a path wired for the skill set. I don't have a path wired for this experience, and it has to start creating those new paths, and that is really good for your brain. All right, so that's why you want to jump on the first time and you experience a journey. But here's some other reasons, because there's all the incredible benefits that come with it. So here are the benefits that we're going to go through a one by one on the slides, right? So what on here appeals to you, select a few of them, all of them. It's going to happen as you're on your journey. You increase your self-awareness, you're going to develop more confidence, you're going to become more creative. It's going to force you to face your fears. You become more open-minded. It'll step out of your comfort zone, improve your cognitive abilities, and be more spontaneous. So let's get into those amazing benefits. Increase your self-awareness. Again, I do a lot of training on self-awareness. I invite you to attend that training. Check me out on Zoom, Master of First Time. Join one of my self-awareness class, where I go deep into why self-awareness is so important. But it is the foundation and the start to everything. If you want to maximize who you are, if you want to maximize everything that you do, you need to understand who you are. That way, you constantly leverage who you are, and you constantly understand where the gaps and shortcoming exist, in order to improve or get the assistance and the help that you need, so that you reach a greater success. It all start with self-awareness. This is one of the primary and best thing that you can spend your time and energy on. Now, the way that first time and new experiences help you increase your self-awareness is that, as you are exposed to a lot of new things, or as you're pushing yourself to have new first times, then you are aware of how you feel about that, what you think about it, how it brings the best out of you, how it might bring the worst out of you. And because you've never, especially new experience, when you've never done something, you're much more mindful, you're much more present in doing it, again, because your brain has never done it before. It wants to tune in, it wants to pay attention. So when you do that, it makes you very aware of your presence, of what you're about to do and what it means and what it makes you feel. So this is incredible for self-awareness. Now, the way that first time and new experiences increase creativity is that it exposes you. This is similar to being more open minded. It exposes you to so many different things that your brain, as you're having these experiences, your brain is registering what is happening. It's creating it's new pathways, and it's making all kinds of different connection. So the more experience that you have, the greater your creativity, because the greater uh, I'm saying experiences a lot, but the greater of all the experience and resources that your brain has to tap into. And creativity is one of the most sought after skill in anything. So in at work, in person, personal life, personal interaction. Because when you're creative, you're a great problem solver, you're a great visionary. You have the ability to see things many different ways. So you're never stuck. You're never limited, because all you have to do is apply creativity and you find a way. It's such an incredible skill to have, to be creative. Develop more confidence, right? So as you're pushing yourself out of your comfort zone and you are doing those things that you've never done and you're having all these experiences, you're reaching new first, right? Well, that's going to develop your confidence. You're going to realize the things that you're capable of doing, and you're going to add to your stories. You're going to add to who you are, and you're going to be much more well-rounded, and you're going to have so much more experience to fall back on, to rely upon, and things to remember that you've overcome, that you've been able to do. And all of that feeds into creating your loop of confidence and developing a greater confidence. It's also a great way to face your fears. So, uh, for a lot of people, a lot of their fears, they have the fear, but it's not a founded fear, meaning the fear doesn't come from having the experience. It comes from maybe somebody else shared their bad experience, or you heard family members, you heard different people, you've seen other people be scared of it, and you picked up on their fear and you think that there's something that you need to be afraid of. So being on the journey first time and your experiences, you can place your fears on your list of first time and new experiences and start facing those fears, which is ties into your confidence development. Becoming more open minded. So, being open minded means that you are open to variety. You're open to diversity. You're open to different mindset, different opinions, right? So ideally, you know who you are, you know your preferences, but you're open to exploring and, again, learning, and you're not set in the way that you see the world. You're not set in your opinions. You have your opinions, but you're willing to listen to others. You're willing to be exposed to different foods, different cultures, and explore, so you can decide if you do like it or don't like it. And when you are open minded, you are you become so much more approachable for people, because they know that they can come to you and they can share things with you. And even though you might not agree, you're open minded to, hey, that's what's their thing. I'm open minded about learning about it, even if it's not the right thing for me. So being more open minded, it makes you such a much better person to be around. We touched on this. So similar to your fears, your stepping out of your comfort zone, the journey first time in your experiences is awesome for that. And, particularly when you think about doing things to the next level, right? So again, whether it's at work, in sports, in your relationship, you haven't taken things to the next level to have first times, right? To do something that you've never done within that realm because you're stuck in your comfort zone. So setting those first time and stepping out of your comfort zone is incredible. Like I mentioned this, it is awesome for the brain because you're constantly learning. The more you learn, the more the brain becomes more effective at learning. So cognitive ability, we're talking about learning, we're talking about your memory, your recall process. So engaging in the things that you've never done and turning the brain on to pay attention and being focused and being mindful and being present, possibly getting into flow, all of that does great things to improve your cognitive abilities. It's also a really great way of being more spontaneous. So when you know what is on your list of first time in your experiences, when the opportunity presents itself, bam, you jump at the opportunity like, oh yeah, I want to try that. So what are we going to eat tonight? Let's go to a restaurant. Let's order from a restaurant that we've never been before. Let's have a food from ethnicity that we've never had before, or going to the grocery store. Let's cook something. Let's have a fruit, a vegetable, or something that we've never had before. Let's be spontaneous in that regards, but let's be spontaneous in the things that we do, so that you are engaging again with life, because you know that you have a list of things that you want to experience. I really, this is ultimately what it's about, right? It's about living. It's about having an amazing life. You want to live, not be a zombie, not be asleep at going through life, but actually be actively living each and every day. So, are you ready to take the red pill? Are you ready to start your journey? Do what you've never done before to become who you always wanted to be. So, one of the great ways you can get started and learn more about all of this is go to the 365 First Challenge website. And when you go there, pop, you'll get a pop up and you'll be able to sign up, provide your email address to download the journal. And yes, when you provide your email address, you get little messages from me, usually every week or every other week. I try and be consistent and communicate, what's happening, and get in touch and update you on what I'm up to. The other way is that you can go to nextlevelfirst.com. And from there, you can sign up for the Maximize Your Journey course. You can also download the app. So the app is designed, now let me caveat that this is my minimal viable product, right? So this was my first app. There were some challenges in developing this app. So it has some bugs, and it does need to be updated and redone. But if you're familiar at all about apps, they're pretty expensive to do. So, but it does the trick. You can select the different categories that you want to, experience some first time in your experiences, and then what happens? Then you start swiping when that they'll come up. And if it's something that you've done before, you swipe up. Something that you've never done, not interested, you swipe left. And if something you've never done, would like to do, you swipe right. So it's tend to like, but then you create your timeline for getting it done. So it's a really great way to make your list. All right, like I said, we are a community. So I invite you to join the community. It's on Facebook at 365 First Challenge. There's both a page and a group on Instagram, 365 First, and then on Twitter. And then I am here on YouTube more than anywhere else. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Because once I get to 1,000 subscribers, right, I can start interacting in the community right here. But I need those subscribers to be able to do that. So go ahead and get subscribed. All right. Well, hopefully you have enjoyed that. Let me see if I have any comments. Anyone? No? Okay. So, next, hmm, hang on. Next week. What is next week? Real quick. Let's go check out. Wrong channel. Whoa. Sorry about that. Wrong channel. If you're not subscribed, you can also check out the First Time Storytelling channel. Also recommend lots of great stuff happening there. Next month is the First Time Storytelling Virtual Summit, and for free. So if you go to firsttimestorytelling.com, you can register for a free summit to learn how to become a personal storyteller, first time storyteller, as well as why storytelling matters. All right, I'm looking up here. The next live stream, we're going to talk about stepping out of your comfort zone with first time in your experience. So we touched on it a little bit in this session, but we're going to dig much deeper into it next week. So I will see you all next week. Have an incredible rest of your week, and